explain what the title means, but no, I think this is another exciting, innovative thing that we do to try to help out small businesses in Kansas City, and it's including many partners in the community. So I will quickly turn it over to Rick Usher, who's been a real champion for small businesses on our city staff and really done a lot of good things with a lot of different initiatives. So.
Well, thank you, Councilman Taylor and Chairman. Again, Rick Usher, Assistant City Manager for Small Business and Entrepreneurship. With us today is Barbara Williams with, name your company again?
Jackson Blake Staffing.
Jackson, and Pedro Zamora with the Hispanic Economic Development Corporation, and we'll hear more from them in a moment here. The title, Driving Broadband Utilization for Small Business, is really about helping small businesses realize how they can increase revenues by using the internet more fully. And so through this program, participants have seen increased revenues by 24%, decreased costs by 7% by using cloud services or by using social media just to promote your business. Subject matter experts utilizing one additional application, and we'll describe those, can increase revenues by 18% and save as much as 5% in their costs. But the other important factor here is that we have Google Fiber deployed citywide. Fiber now passes over 211,000 households in Kansas City, Missouri. Businesses are able to subscribe. It's gigabit service. It's symmetric gigabit service, which is significant in that your upload speeds are astronomical, and that really enables businesses to do a lot online. So broadband on this slide, broadband means jobs. This is an overview of the impact of on job creation that the internet has had. Broadband has enabled 39.7% of all new jobs from 2013 to 2015, and that's a significant increase from the prior years. But we find small businesses are in the digital divide, and as we work closely with our Kansas City Coalition for Digital Inclusion, and as we reach out to small businesses through other programs we really see that these business owners aren't online, and these are some factors that strategic network groups provided us, that businesses with 1 to 4 employees, these smaller businesses have lower DEI scores, and we'll describe that further in a minute, but that's a digital economy index score, than larger employers who use the web to a much greater extent. So what's holding businesses back from using broadband? And there are a number of factors. I'm kind of run through these quickly, but the time and effort required to develop the expertise, that's the biggest factor. Too much information that might be available out there and not enough time to research that. Higher priorities to focus on. If you're a small business owner, you're working 18, 20 hours a day maybe, and working with the customers that you have. So the lack of internal resources with the necessary skills, the affordability of local external support resources, so other companies in town that might be able to help you with develop these services, and then lack of local external support resources, and that's where we're trying to come in with this Digital Economy Index Assessment Program. So the program overview is, again, small businesses make up more than 90% of most regions' businesses. That's true in the Kansas City metro area. The majority of small businesses are underperforming online. The program assists those that want and need help to adopt new online methods that make sense for them individually. And increased revenues and cost savings mean healthier growing businesses and jobs for the local economy. So the goal of this assessment is to get individual businesses to a decision and taking action to do more online. And that's what we've titled the Small Business Growth Program. It's designed to assist small businesses to become more competitive, more productive through more and more effective use of the internet for online business activities. And outcomes, what we would hope to see through the program are these outcomes, that businesses are motivated to take action, they're aware and engaged with what they can accomplish using online tools, they're empowered to make educated adoption decisions, and the assessment gives them a strategic action plan, and then they are more competitive and more productive. The long-term outcome listed here is businesses increase adoption of e-solutions and achieve measurable impacts. And Barbara will go further into this, but there is a link on the KC BizCare website. If, businesses in Kansas City, Missouri can go to kcbizcare.com. There's a link to the Digital Economy Index. They can read more about it on that page, and then they can actually take that survey online. They receive an individual broadband health check, it's called. It shows where their performance or their use of online tools compares to others in their field. And it gives them recommendations for online services and tools that would help increase their revenues. And those internet-based applications include e-commerce, selling goods and services, and I won't read all of this, but this describes just the many things that businesses can do online today. So in deploying the program in Kansas City, Missouri, the approach we've taken is to reach out to folks who are already out there talking to small businesses and trying to help increase their revenues. So that's EDC, business development officers, it's the Small Business Technology Development Center, business coaches, and Pedro staff at the Hispanic Economic Development Corporation. As they're making their business visits, this is another tool in their toolbox that they can use with clients, and we're working with other partners in the area to make the same offering. We're seeking to assist 500 businesses. Part of our presentation today is to help raise awareness of this. And again, there's the link to the website. So I'd like to ask Barbara to kind of describe your experience with this. But first, tell us about your business. You know, you've got a live camera here to pitch your Kansas City-based business.
I have a staffing agency. The name of it is Jackson Blake Staffing, and I started this staffing. It's a startup. I started it. I would say it came live May of last year. The reason that I started it was so that I could help with the disparity in the IT industry. There is IT companies say they can't find women, people of color, disabled and veterans to fill high-paying IT positions. I've got 30 years IT experience, and you know, I'm out there, and there are a lot of people like me who are out there looking for those high-paying IT positions. And since I've been in the industry so long, and I thought that I would try to help fill that need for hiring managers to locate the, you know, systems administrators, IT directors, people to fill programming positions and C-level positions within their organizations. So that's what Jackson Blake Staffing does. I went to Rick's office hours to speak when he spoke about this offering from KC BizCare, or from the city of Kansas City. And while sitting there, I went online and filled out the application, or the information, put the information in about my company. Immediately, I received an email from the SNG saying that they had received my assessment and that they would get back with me within 3 weeks with my scorecard, and that if I had additional questions, I could contact them, and they had a contact. Well, I didn't. I just kind of waited 3 weeks to the day. I received an email, and it had information in there about my scorecard, and it had a link to my scorecard. Now, my scorecard, what the scorecard does is it compares your business to other businesses that are in the same industry that you are. And it tells you how you can use broadband to increase your profitability, just like them. So my scorecard, my DEI score came in at 4.7, based on companies that are in my same industry. The sector standard is 6.9, so there's some work I can do. And when I went over this online, the next week I got a phone call from a gentleman from S&G in Canada, and we went over it in depth. And on the website for S&G, they have 6 videos that a business owner can watch, and not only and we went over the scorecard line by line about revenue increases and things that I could implement in my business using broadband to increase it. After that meeting, we set up something with the Economic Development Corps that took place 3 weeks later. It's fast moving, and they are very attentive and very helpful. At the meeting at the EDC, Drew Solomon and his staff were there, and then we had a teleconference with some people from S&G in Canada. They made recommendations for me. They said that if I were to increase my Facebook presence for my business, that would help. If I created a blog and put it on my website, optimized my website a little bit more, and created a blog so that when people went to my website, they would see some information on there. Created a newsletter so that people who went to my website could say, click on a button, keep me updated, and a newsletter would go out to them about my business or about, I'm in staffing, about the, diversity and inclusion, which is what I would send a newsletter out about. But if you had a restaurant, you would send out, or you would send out a newsletter about menus or food items. But the feedback that they gave me was very helpful because they said that, it's something that I'm a single owner, so of course I can't do all these things. Well, they suggested get a ghostwriter, a ghostwriter to write the blog, to write the newsletter once a month, and you can pay them $50 a month. They're all over the place. By doing this, I will be able to increase my DEI score from the 4.7 to closer to the 6.9 and increase my revenues. And that's why we're all in business, right? To increase your revenues and to help the people in the public. So I've had a very positive experience.
Wonderful. Thank you, Barbara. And then Pedro, do you want to talk about how your
Absolutely.
staff are using the tool with your clients?
Over at HEDC, we've taken a different approach. We had to convert the document into a bilingual format because 92% of our clients that we serve, English is their second language. So what we found throughout the process, it only helped us refine the key performance indicators that we'll be measuring our micro entrepreneurial technical assistance program funded by the city and the CDBG program. We were able to build a larger database of outcomes that we can track with this particular scorecard. We know that we probably had a slow start because of the conversion to the Spanish language, but we also had several of our clients that recognized that this was an embarrassing experience for them. They may have been in business for 5 years or longer, but for them to come in to see the gap that they had, just from our first initial assessment, talking to them one-on-one, there was a sense of, wow, I'm not doing things right. I'm surviving in my business. We've known since October that we can track 3 of the 5 businesses that are pretty much in the lead. They've made changes. They are now participating in social media. They're now participating with the small business QuickBooks software program. They're now utilizing some more of our services, our QuickBook fee service that we offer to them. Now they're happy. They think they can take a test now. They think this is a test. It's a little intimidating at first because there's a lot of information you're sharing about your business. And our clients, trust is a big factor. So we've worked to get the trust factor to let them know this is nothing that will be damaging to them. This is all private and positive. So the work we've done, I think we'll see a better outcome in the first 2 quarters of this year. I believe we've already are able to track changes in our internal organization as we offer the technical assistance. So this is a very positive tool to have available.
Thank you. Are there questions from the
Questions?
council members?
Well, I have one. Or do you have one?
Go ahead. He does too, so we all have.
Well, I'm going to let him finish.
I'll ask a question.
So hold those hands up high. Okay, so Councilwoman Hall.
Thank you. I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank you for what you did and what you're doing. And it sounds like you're finding ways to be more successful because of that. And those are the things we want in Kansas City, are to have our small businesses find more ways to be successful and not be just disappointed or frustrated because they don't know exactly what to do to take the next step. And embarrassment, pride, all those kinds of things factor into saying, ooh, do I really want to know what I need to do to get better, because that might be uncomfortable. So thank you for offering that. I appreciate that.
And I would point out that it's a confidential survey. It's taken over a secure website and strategic network group. The city, the participants are under confidentiality, that we don't publish these things on a website so that one business knows how they compare to a specific business. What you get is a comparison of your business to other businesses in the same industry sector, and that's in Strategic Networks industry database, and they've got a database they've been putting together for, I believe, about 18 years. So
Oh,
there's
very good.
18,000 businesses in there, and pretty reasonable way to compare how your activities comparing to your competitors.
Very good. Any other questions? I'll just ask, obviously we've started this process. You've got some folks who are beginning to utilize this tool. Based on the tool's usage in the past, do you have a sense of, or are you already seeing with the businesses that you're working with, that increase in revenue? Because as you so eloquently said, we're all in this to make money, right? So I'm just kind of curious if you've seen with who you've been working with locally that not only do they realize, okay, I've got to do something, they do it, and now they're beginning to see that increased revenue. And I'll let whoever wants to answer that.
Yes, we can definitely show a measurement of revenue that's been tracked from this. Not only more efficient operations of how they're ordering their product locally versus ordering it from a large distributor. They're refining their cost analysis of what it takes to make a product. So that's two areas that we've noticed already to help the bottom line.
Fantastic,
As
fantastic.
far as I'm concerned, I have taken steps to optimize my website since getting this scorecard and getting the feedback from them. I have secured a vendor contract with Federal Reserve Bank, secured a vendor contract with the City of Kansas City. So it's propelled me to do more and get out there more, and the potential for higher revenue is there.
Very good. Well, so with that, you want to repeat that phone number and that website address again, Rick?
It's kcbizcare.com, and there's a front page story there about, I'll just click on that here and we'll see how, you don't have Google Fiber hooked up to this screen.
Well, we won't make that
But
comment.
kcbizcare.com, and it's there, yeah. So I would touch on something that Pedro did there about buying locally. By using these business coaches to provide the assessments to these businesses, they can also then reach out to other member organizations. So there might be a member organization that develops mobile apps or websites or writes these blogs, and that helps grow the economy beyond just the one business taking the survey.
Very good. Well, looks like it's loading.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is the KC BizCare site. This is the Small Business Growth Program. And when you open this article, there's a link at the bottom of that for businesses to take the survey. And we do ask that Kansas City, Missouri-based businesses take the survey, that we do edit those out if somebody from New Zealand comes in to take the assessment. 'Cause we are on the World Wide Web.
That's right. And we like New Zealanders, but they
We
can go
do.
through their own.
We want them to
their
come
own
to Kansas
system.
City and take advantage of this program.
There you go. There you go. Very good. If there's no other questions or comments, Councilman Taylor, I'll bring it back over to you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Just want to thank, first of all, Rick, keep up the good work with small businesses, doing all the things you're doing. Pedro, want to thank you and the HEDC specifically for this, but also, you may not be aware, we had one small business in particular that received our microloan program that was having had to do a little restructuring, which happens with all small businesses, but you stepped in, helped them out, and are now in a new location doing very well. And I think that's a great testament to your dedication to small businesses, so we appreciate that. And then I want to thank you for coming. I always love hearing from the small businesses, the story, the idea. I mean, your concept for a business is great and much needed. I think as we grow the number of jobs like we're doing in Kansas City, especially in the IT, high-tech area, we need more small businesses like yours that are really niche small businesses to supply that. What I'd like to do is kind of what Councilman Wagner did, but I ask you to tell us again slowly the name of your company. If somebody wanted to get in touch with you,
Okay.
what phone number would they call? And if you have a website you want to share, this is a good opportunity to do it. We've got a lot of people watching that might be interested. So
Okay, the name of my company is Jackson Blake Staffing, and my website is www.jbstaff.com. I'm Barbara Williams, and if you want to get in touch with me, you can email me at barbara@jbstaff.com, or you can call me at 816-977-1159, and I'll get right back with
And you're on
you.
Twitter.
Oh, yes, I am on Twitter. I'm at Barbara_WMS.
Facebook too, you said.
Well, I haven't I'm on Facebook individually, but what I need to do is set up, and what their suggestions was set up a Jackson Blake Staffing Facebook page and have a ghostwriter and someone come in and kind of optimize that site for me to further get me out there. But I am interested in bringing in IT people from across the country into Kansas City, since we are becoming the technology hub.
right. Thank you.
Very good. Anything more, Councilman Taylor? Well, then, thank you all very much. Thanks for being here today. Fantastic information, and keep up the work, and much success to you, Barbara, on your endeavor.
Thank you so very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay.